The second is, what do I mean when I say it's a scam? And the third is, exactly how are you its victim?
Oh, yeah.
So that's what I'm going to talk about very briefly here. Okay, the Federal Reserve System, what is it?
Portland.
Easy answer. It's not a government agency, it's a cartel. It's no different than a sugar cartel or an oil cartel or a banana cartel. This happens to be a banking cartel, which means that it's made up of the big, giant banking corporations, and they join together for the sole purpose of promoting their own industry. And they've done so trying to set in rules and regulations for all the cartel members to follow so they won't compete with each other, so they can plunder the marketplace. That's what cartels always do. But now they had a particular problem, which is similar to all cartels have a similar problem, and that is, how do you enforce the cartel agreement? How do you make sure that the members don't break away and break the agreement and start being competitive, for example? Well, that's pretty hard to do unless you have the government on your side. And so all cartels, I don't care which ones they are, seek to bring government into their organization as a partner. And that's exactly what the banking cartel did. They brought the government in as a partner. What they literally did is they convinced members of Congress and the Senate to take their cartel agreement and pass it into law. That's all the Federal Reserve Act is a cartel agreement passed into law so that nobody can escape from it. If you try and violate the cartel agreement, you go to jail. That's what the Federal Reserve System is. What do they do with this unusual power? Well, they've been given the monopoly power to create money. Your money, the nation's money, is created by private banks. Not the government, not by you. You don't take gold into the mint and say, here's my gold, give me a gold coin. That's how money used to be created. No, you go to the banks or anywhere you want to go and you get paper money that's created by the banks. By the banks, not by the government. It says United States of America on it, but it's not created by America. It's created by the banks, by the cartel. So what would you do if you had the power, the monopoly power to create the nation's money? Wow, what a thought, huh? You know what you would do? You would create lots of it, and lots more of it, and as much of it as you can, and you would benefit from that, and that's what the Federal Reserve System does. They have no limit as to how much money they can create. They create it literally out of nothing. Now that leads to the second question, what is a scam? Well, a scam, according to the dictionary, is any kind of a trick or plot or scheme which uses deception generally as a means to extract money out of the victim in such a way that the victim doesn't know about it or actually is happy to participate in it. In other words, selling a couple of shares in the Brooklyn Bridge, for example, would be a scam. People say, oh boy, that's a good investment, here's my money. And they're tricked out of it. Well, that's basically what happens because, you see, when the federal government comes to you and it says, we're going to change the interest rate. Well, I shouldn't say the federal government. When Chairman Bernanke or somebody from the Federal Reserve comes, oh, okay. And he testifies before Congress and he says, you know, we're going to raise the interest rates today, or we're going to lower the interest rates today. And why does he say he's doing that? Well, it's for you folks. It's for you folks. We're going to cool down the economy, or we're going to stimulate employment, or we're going to do something that's good for the economy, something good for the American people, something good for you folks. You know, he would never speak the truth, which is we're going to do it because it's in the best interest of the banks. You know, that wouldn't go over too well with the voting populace. So that's where the scam comes in. And how does that make you a victim? Well, a couple of your speakers this morning have already mentioned it. It's called inflation. Prices are not going up, folks. It's the value of the dollar going down. Yeah. The value of the dollar is going down. Interesting fact, if you had 25